Alright, good morning viewers. 8 a.m. 8 o'clock. It's actually 8:03 because we had to push this car in. Nobody's here, so I got our service or fix-up manager, two advisors to help push my car into the shop. But they just had to get me down the ramp, and I just like one-shot it right into my hoist here. So this customer's complaint is: customer states vehicle is not starting. Please check Honda Plus contract for coverage as per customer. So I also have checked, see if they're still. This is a 2017, so it's out of warranty. But when you check the their extended warranty, it's only CUV powertrain, and it's about to expire at what month are we? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We're almost into August, so there's like 2 months left of the CUV powertrain left, and at 160,000. But I don't think a starter is covered under CUV powertrain. Oh, where did my key go? Oh, it's on the bench. Let me grab the key. It looks like they just replaced the battery too. An Energizer battery? Yeah. But let me start the car and you can hear. Here, let me put you guys right here and maybe here. Okay. We'll put you right here. And then, no, I don't trust it. My phone's gonna fall. But you can hear it. You can hear it. The starter just spins. It doesn't even engage. Yep, that's all it does. Let me see if I can find somebody to crank it for me. Yep. You can't even hear it engage the flywheel before it cranks. It just spins. So let me find somebody to push the start button while I go underneath the hood so I can get you guys to hear what it sounds like. Can I get you to just try to start the car?
Start the car?
The starter should be back here.
Okay. Let's start the car.
You hear the starter solenoid click, and then it just spins. Yep, start it. You gotta step on the brakes. There's push button.
Let me move the seat back.
Yeah.
Alright, try again.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. All you hear is just spinning. Yeah, doesn't even engage the flywheel. All right, so that's our issue. So we need a starter. So yeah, there. As you can hear, the starter just free spins. It doesn't even engage the flywheel. The only thing I want to probably do next is kind of put a socket on the crank bolt, and I can see if I can just spin it freely by hand or feel like it's, because I don't know what kind of service history on this, because I don't want to show you the name and the address of the shop here, but yeah, 136. But it also has a multi-point inspection, so I got to do that. So why don't we just I'm just gonna do that, check to make sure the crank spins freely, and then I'll bring you around and see if I find anything on my multi-point inspection. See if there's anything I find, because when people bring it to another shop, they don't use, maybe you can find something. When they go to another shop, they do your brakes, they do your tires, all the simple stuff, right? But you want to check suspension and everything as well, along with, your lights, just like what I usually do on my inspection. So that's what I want to do. So let's get a move on. I just want to find my. Anyways, I'll bring you back when if I find anything cool. Okay, so yeah, I just put a 19 on there, and cranking it over. These things spin freely very easily, but I do feel compression coming up, so that's fine. Sometimes, because it's on a bad teeth, but you'll feel it grinding, but maybe something happened on the teeth on the torque converter that is not causing to engage, or maybe the ring on the torque converter is gone. You gotta, just because it spins freely doesn't always mean like it's a bad starter. It could just be missing something, like like the teeth on the torque converter. I've never actually seen that yet, but maybe one day. Yeah, I don't know why people would write the weight of the oil on your coolant bottle, because maybe that will confuse some people and put oil in the coolant reservoir, but you know, your viscosity of oil is on your oil cap. So I don't know. This is the stuff that I find when people bring their cars to a general repair shop or another shop. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, make sure when you see something like that, don't think you're gonna put oil in this reservoir. Yeah, oil goes into there. So I don't know if you so I got these brake pad measuring tools. You see how it looks like this. So if you're doing like a regular oil change or something, and you don't want to take the wheels off, and you still want to check the inside and outside pad, you can actually just do this with these this. So I can stick it in between the pad and the rotor to see how much they are. Let's see. This one is a 6 millimeter. Nope, doesn't fit in there. Let me go down to 5. So basically, you're using this part. So you can focus. So this part to measure your brake pad. So this thing is about 5 mil, right? So you don't have to take the wheels off and actually check it this way. You can actually 90 degrees and check the pad thickness this way with this kind of tool. It's genius, I have to say, for your brake measuring tool, and you don't have to take the wheels off. And then, well, if you have a hoist and you're lifting it up, you can do it on the inner pad as well. Let me just lift it higher. So yeah, so here I can check the inner pad. Oh, this one's a lot thicker on the inside. This one's probably going to be a 6. 6.
And looking at Highway 1 through Langley, Surrey right now, it's heavier on Highway 1 through Burnaby and Vancouver. We don't have any issues.
Oh, can I get it in there? There we go. Yeah, this one, inner pad's a 6, outer pad's a 5. So you can do that just without taking the wheels off, you know? You can check your brakes. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. If I find this on Amazon, I'll put a link in the description, because I think this is if you're doing a quick oil change and you have to do like a multi-point inspection like we always have to do here at my workplace. Yeah, every car gets a multi-point inspection unless the customer oh, music. Yeah, unless the customer declines it, right? But you know, for a 0.3 oil change, we're still doing a multi-point inspection, just to make sure we find anything that, you know, we find, or any safety concerns. So yeah, but yeah, anyways, I'll see if I can find this on Amazon and get you guys a link in the description, and you can go check it out for yourself, and you want to get yourself one of these. Okay, so cabin filter is full of junk. I don't want to pull it out just in case stuff falls down in the blower motor. Then I have to I have to do more work. So as you can see all the junk on top of the cabin filter. So that's another thing. So while I'm doing my inspection, I'm just I took the cover off just to check see if anything's leaking. Nothing's leaking. It's got the good old Fram filter over there. Everything's pretty much dry here, but I did take the cover off to the flex plate, so you can see the teeth on the torque converter, just to see if the teeth are okay. Yeah, you see some wear, maybe like this one's a little bit more worn than some of them, right? Maybe it's just the lighting. Let me turn it over. Like they are kind of, the teeth are there on an angle to help in you know, engaging the starter, you know what I mean? So I just keep turning it, you know, just inspecting to see how the teeth are on the flex plate. I can't get my camera up high enough to see, but I think that's a good angle, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. You see, oh yeah, so you see like these teeth are at an angle. That's normal, unless you see really shiny bits, right? Or any pieces of teeth that are broken. The angle of these teeth are just there to help the starter engage easier onto the flex plate, or not the flex plate, the teeth on the torque converter. All right, so we don't have parts in stock yet. I gotta find some guys to help me push the car back out. The advisor's not even here yet, so can't even can't even contact the customer yet until the advisor gets in, because this car got towed in yesterday, last night anyways. So of course me, when I come in the morning, that's the first job I get. But yeah, so we got to push this car out. So it's gonna be a little difficult because we got a ramp there. It's easier getting the car in than getting the car out of our shop here, because there's a slight incline up the ramp to get into our parking lot outside. So yeah, anyways, I'll bring you guys back once we get the starter approval. I'm most likely guarantee the customer's gonna go an aftermarket one, because the OEM one is like 600 something bucks Canadian. So yeah, remember that Honda Fit starter I did? That starter was $1,000. It's ridiculous how much those starters, the OEM starters, are for Hondas. Yeah, so $1,000. It's like $960 something, I think, for that Honda Fit starter. The 2015 Fit I did, or was it a 2016? I can't remember. But I was upstairs, and then I was giving the keys to advisor, and then he was telling me, like, that starter was like $960, like the OEM starter. I'm like, what? That's ridiculous. It makes my labor rate look like peanuts. But yeah, anyways, I'll bring you guys back when I get that starter job. All right, so we pushed the car back in. First thing I did, disconnect the negative cable before we start any work doing the starter. But I have done the starter on a 1.5 turbo in a Civic, but I've never done one on a CRV, because it has a drive shaft, propeller shaft in the middle of the car. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to remove one of the CV shafts out to be able to access the starter. So we'll see when we get there. Okay, so I started with taking the exhaust off. It's not hard. You just unbolt it from here, 3 bolts, exhaust hanger, and then 3 nuts, and then it can just come right out. So what I'm trying to do here is, because there's an alternator there, I can't get an extension from the passenger side wheel well with an extension to reach to the top bolt. So I'm gonna have to work my ratchet from around here and kind of reach around to get the top bolt, and it's like in the back. So that's the bolt that I got to get off. But you got your connector right here, and then your positive cable just on the top. You can get that after, and then there's this one bolt right over here. I don't know if I can see with my hand out right here. Oh, maybe in this direction. Yeah. So this one bolt on top. But now, since I got the exhaust out of the way, I got all this space up here to put my ratchet to break the top bolt loose, and then I can just take the bottom bolt and then that one connector for the starter solenoid. So that's the plan. Might not even have to remove this drive shaft, but if you want to go ahead, you can do it, make it easier for yourself. All it is you just remove these 3 nuts on the lower control arm, the axle nut, and then you can slide it right out, and then you got even more space. But if you don't want to remove the drive shaft, you can try and struggle a little bit and just get the starter out from this way, and pick it out. Okay. So if you got a short enough ratchet, you can actually reach the bolt and kind of swing your ratchet in this area to get like the 12mm nut off the positive cable on the top of the starter, and then you got the 14. Make sure you have a flex head ratchet, because that's going to be best for this kind of situation. And then you just got to get that 117, I think it's a 17, bolt off, and then your starter's ready to come out. You just got to swing it out that way and pull it out from down here. So right now, you can see my ratchet. It's on the very top bolt, the 14mm bolt for that starter, and that's where my ratchet's at. So you got enough space to put a ratchet on there, and you can try and break the top bolt. So there you go, it's loose. So your what do you call it, semi-deep snap-on socket will go on the end of that, and you can see it from this little crack where your socket is at, and you can put your ratchet there, and then you can crack it loose. So there's enough space for you to put your ratchet in there and have a full swing to break that bolt loose. Okay, with both bolts out, starter is ready to, hopefully it fits. It does fit through the hole. Lots of space. I was kind of worried that this might be in the way of getting the starter out, because the Civic doesn't have that, so there's plenty of space. But yeah, this just falls right out. Some junk in there. So we got an OEM starter. Customer went with the OEM one because the aftermarket one was apparently more expensive than the OEM starter from Honda. Because this OEM one is 600 bucks, I think, something like that. I don't know how much the aftermarket one was, but from what the advisor told me, the OEM one was cheaper than the aftermarket one. So it's a Mitsuba starter. It's assembled in Mexico. So the brand new one also assembled in Mexico. There you go, new starter is in. I just got to put the exhaust back on, put the shield back on, put the one wheel that I took off that I probably didn't need to take off because I thought I was going to go in through the side, but the alternator is a lot lower than the top bolt of the starter, so I can't get a swivel at a good enough angle to get the top bolt from through here. So yeah, everything was just done right in here. So yeah. All right, reconnect the battery terminal. Now we gotta make sure it actually starts now. All right, let's see if it starts. And it does. Yeah, we gotta do initialization for steering angle and all that stuff. Also, the keyless remote battery is low. So yeah, tire pressure monitor problem. So let's see what all those brake system problem. So I gotta hook up the scanner. By the way, this thing has 136,000 kilometers. I think that's less than 100,000 miles. Not even. I think I'm gonna say about 80,000 miles. Yeah, about 80,000 miles. So that's the other thing that I didn't know. Like, you don't notice when the car doesn't start and you don't see all these warning lights, but it does have the initialization, and I got because the battery lost power, so you got the anti-theft for the radio, and yeah, I'm just gonna hook up the scanner, do all sensor learn, and then see if it gets rid of all this stuff. All right, so cleared all the codes, did the all sensor learn. All the lights should be off now, and it is. And yeah, it's about one. Oh, you still got the keyless remote battery low. See if the advisor can get a battery for it. So it's 1:30. Yeah, it's about 1:30 now. So it's time to break for lunch. Sales is upstairs having barbecue for, you know, I guess because they're having a sale. A sale. Sales department is having a sale on their cars. So they're having a barbecue for, you know, people who come in to look at cars, and if they want to buy a car, you know, stuff like that. So they have hot dogs and hot dog buns and stuff upstairs. So I'm gonna go grab one myself. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Grabbed my hot dog and a drink. Actually, that's my second hot dog. But yeah, they're having a 3-day sale. So this is the first day. Tomorrow they're gonna also have a barbecue, and then the day after they'll also have a barbecue. So I don't have to bring lunch for the next 2 days.